What's up, YouTube? You're watching Broadsy Entertainment. We've got a brand new guest on the show. She's going to be sharing some interesting life stories and life experiences. She's going to be telling us a little bit about herself. Without further ado, let's introduce Danny. Tell us a little bit about. Just give us a little introduction. Tell us a very short story about yourself. Very short.
So my name's Danny. I'm an addict.
An ex-addict, yeah.
Well, no, it's still classed as an addict.
Oh, okay.
Because I still have addiction traits inside me.
Yep.
I grew up around addiction. I had abuse in my life. I had to, I was brought up around negative behaviours, having to watch people being beaten up, like violent. Violent family. Not my mum and that was violent, but the people that she chose. And so it was a lifestyle that I only knew. I grew up in a council house estate, and I got to the age of about 13, and I started smoking. Then I started taking solid. So I would do solids. Then it went turned into weed.
Sorry, what's a solid? I have no idea what a solid is.
It's like pub, yeah.
Okay.
So it's pub.
Okay.
That's how my addiction started.
Okay.
I got to 13. I started majorly drinking because I couldn't deal with my thoughts and my feelings.
Let's just jump in there real quick. So 13. I mean, it sounds like you've had an eventful life already. So what's drawn you to start smoking, taking drugs, and all the rest of it? Was this people around you, sort of? What prompts a 13-year-old to do that?
I felt like I wanted to be part of the crowd.
Okay.
I felt like I needed to fit in certain places because everyone was around me doing it, and I was brought up in pubs and stuff like that. I didn't know no different, so that was my lifestyle. I got heavily, my mum used to have to come and collect me, drag me home.
Wow.
I was in a bad way at the age of 13.
So who was like influencing you in this way then? Because 13 years old, I mean, you must have been hanging with the older crowd, surely, no?
No, I was hanging around. A couple of them were older, but it's mainly my age group. I think it's my age group that are fucked up, But it got worse, I was drinking. I didn't start off with small amounts of drink. It would be pure spirits, and I would mix spirits in a bottle and down the whole lot. I then hit the age of 17, and my life just spiraled out of control because then the cocaine came in.
Wow.
So I then went on to cocaine, but then I got used because I weren't dealing with the things that had happened to me in the past with an abuse that happened to me by another woman. That still sticks with me today because I still have to see this person in the area where I live.
Wow. I don't want to just skim you over that because it seems like it's quite an important and quite a serious moment in your life, sort of thing. I don't want you to feel uncomfortable talking about anything at all.
No,
but I mean, you said you went through some sort of abuse, and how old were you when that happened? And I don't know if you want to tell us just a little bit about that. What happened?
I was about 10 years old.
No way.
It was, taking place in their back garden or in the shed. It was only later on in life that I told my mum. It wasn't.
Wow.
It didn't just happen to another member of my family. So it wasn't until years later that it'd come out. I can sit with that today because I don't allow any negativity to enter my head now.
Yeah.
Like I say, then when I got to 17, it was I'd bang on the coke and the drink. I'd smoke weed. Then I lived a life of where I took ecstasy. Yeah. So I would be taking ecstasy, but for some reason I went for a phase there for about 6 to 8 months. One night I took 14 ecstasy, and I couldn't go to the toilet. I couldn't think. I was dead inside.
I mean, so in your mind, what's in your mind, what's going on there then? Like, you know, at 17 years old, and like just taking all these drugs and just obviously chasing a high. I mean, what were you trying to like? Obviously, the abuse and everything that you've been through, but like, you know, what was sort of like other than that was driving it to like go get to that stage? Like, was it still the bad crowd or?
It's the bad grad, abandonment issues from my real dad, all
Wow.
of that's touched the surface, you know.
Yeah.
Not knowing my mum was safe at times.
Wow. So sorry. I don't. You're saying some really like you're saying a lot of like crucial things there. So I just wanted to like just get a little bit more information. So you said that you had abandonment issues from your real dad. So does that mean your father left you then? Sort of. At what age did he leave you, and was there any reason for it? Or
I can't remember the age, but all I remember is sitting on the bottom of the door, bottom of the step, waiting to be picked up all the time, and he never turned up.
wow. And how old were you then?
Sorry.
How old were you then when like that was happening? When like your dad was abandoning you or whatever?
Well, that was all around the age, well, since young age really, because he had another child and then didn't bother with me and my other siblings. So it all stemmed from there.
Okay, wow, that's crazy. So you brought up by your mum and a stepdad, was it? Or
yeah, my mum went on and met an amazing man.
wow.
He's still in our lives today.
Wow.
And how, I don't know, because I had another sibling that was in addiction with me and we was reckless.
Wow.
How he stuck around in it to metal, you know. And they're still together now.
That's so nice to hear, you know, because like I don't know if you've a lot of on social media at the minute. There's a lot of like these red pill guys, and a lot of thing they talk about is men shouldn't go with women with that's got children. You know, apparently it's a really bad idea, and I think it's very important for people to hear stories like this where a man does take on someone's children and does a brilliant job.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, it's the best thing that happened to us. But like, it's just always been there. Do you know what I mean? And that's the person I class as my dad.
Okay.
And I'm very grateful to have my mum and dad.
Wow.
You know. But I then obviously turned to, so I got to about the ages of 21, had my firstborn, and I was with their dad, and he used to then feed me the cocaine, so then I would be stuck indoors, and so that I was stuck indoors, and then I would be having the cocaine, and he would be out selling it, and vice versa. Like, so I was just stuck. I had another child after that with him. And then I decided to leave because it was via the relationship, mainly on one side, but I did react back. I'll hold my hands up to that. I'm a very honest person.
Yeah.
I then went on and met somebody else. It was just toxic. It just didn't work out.
Yeah.
I had another child. When I had my youngest, my oldest son was taken away from me by his real dad, so I had to fight in court to try and get my son back. He didn't take my daughter, he only took one child, not the other. Okay. So my children then have resentments against each other over this, because he took him for 6 months and I had to fight in court for 6 months. That's when my addiction started spiralling out of control big time.
Wow, isn't that quite rare for men to get custody over children? Isn't that quite rare now? I don't know, you tell me, but
he didn't. So he planned to move to New Zealand, which he did do. I got my son back the week before because my son got told a load of lies, and my son was very honest because he was scared to see me after these 6 months. You know, that made me have violence, a lot of violence. I was angry, you know. I was hurt. I was just hating my life to that point.
when you say you had violence, what does that mean basically? What does that mean? And like, were you violent towards like?
I would, you know, their dad had a girlfriend, so I attacked her car and nicked the lollipop off the lollipop lady because I was going so crazy, smashed the car up outside the school.
Wow.
So then things started going against me because of my reactions. But when you're kids, you know, you've got to fight for your kid.
Definitely, yeah.
So I didn't know no different. Plus, I'd be hanging like where I'd been using the night before or whatever, so my actions would speak louder than words at that time. So I had my third born, and that's when it happened. So they were feeding him with lies, saying that mummy doesn't want you because she's had a new boy and stuff like that. But before my son told the truth and I got him back. Anyway, I was messed up. I was so messed up. I was getting to the point where I wasn't getting out of bed.
Yeah.
And I had my hands up to it. I was passed out on the bed, and there was numerous times my mum would be coming round. I kept my phone under my pillow. The kids would have to ring my mum saying, "We can't wake mum up." And I own that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's my past. Makes me feel shit when I talk about it.
Yeah.
But however, about a year after me doing that, I went to try to attack one of my children because I was so messed up. I was having, this ain't an excuse because I don't fucking use excuses. It's my own actions, yeah. Then my mum said, "That's enough. That's it." So she took two of the children on, and at the time, my youngest took him. So I had to then have supervised visits.
Mm-hmm.
I was begging on the doorstep. I'd be crying. I'd be travelling back and forth to the call. But it's my own consequences for my actions.
Mm.
I'm not proud of it.
Yeah.
I own it. I'm not fucking proud of anything of that I've done. But I ended up getting my children back after 3 years.
Wow.
And they've been back with me for over 3 years now. My youngest is 50-50 now, which and I'm grateful for that, because if I didn't have them life experiences, I could have gone in another direction.
Yeah.
Like we say, it's jails, institutions, and fucking deaths.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been in institutions. I've been in the mental unit 3 times. I've been locked up in the fucking cells, you know? I've done all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up going to rehab. I come out of rehab.
Yeah.
3 days after I lapsed. So it's not a relapse. I did it for that one night only.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept it a secret for about 6 months because I was scared that I'd have to start my journey again with my children because I didn't want to lose them.
Yeah.
So when I got to that point, I was wrecked. I was lost. But yeah, I had to have, like I say, I had to have supervised visits for my children,
Yeah.
gain the trust back from everybody.
Yeah.
After I lapsed, I done a year's clean time.
Okay.
So I got a year's clean, but I wasn't in the right frame of headspace. Because I'm getting clean for everybody else. Everyone else wanted me to get clean, so I was fuming because I weren't ready to get clean, but I was doing it for everybody else around me, and I didn't enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to a year's clean time. Again, I lapsed, done it for one night, got on the coke, done the drink, all of that stuff. And then I see one of my children in the street, and I said hello to them, and they looked at me like a piece of shit, threw a can at the wall, and they called me a druggy alcoholic mother. Now that, it gives me anxiety talking about that part.
Wow, that is something. Give yourself a minute as well. Give yourself a minute, don't you? Because you're like, give yourself a minute, because obviously that's quite a bit to sink in, sort of.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I could talk about it today. You know, I used to cry about it all the time, but it's about me giving other people strength and experience and hope to know that you can face your fears, to know that you can get your children back, to, you know, you've got to put the work in.
Yeah.
It's only you that can do it. It's only you that can make yourself happy. So I ended up, obviously, I've got all the kids back now. I do courses. I've done like CBD courses. I've done mental health courses.
Mm.
I help others in recovery. And I'm always giving now, because that's the gift that I got, and it's free.
Yeah.
It's free.
Yeah.
So
did you get any help from your your partners in terms of looking after your children? Because obviously looking after 3 children, that's a very stressful job. I mean, did you get help from anyone?
The youngest, he's 50-50.
Yeah.
He's always got what he's got for his house. I always get, that's the way it works, you know. And the other 2 never had a penny in at all. But do you know what? I don't need it, because I'm a strong person. And I don't know how to survive. In the end, you become a survivor.
Yeah. Wow.
Not a victim. You survive. You learn how to survive, and in the end, you don't become a victim.
Yeah.
When you're using, you think you're a victim in everything.
Yeah.
Until you come out the outside, you know, a lot of people don't like. So when you go into recovery, it's all about God.
Yeah.
And I do believe in God,
Yeah.
but I take the words God as a good orderly direction direction, you know. It's like a good path in life. But yeah, I'm just like living life to its full extent now, and I'm enjoying it.
That's amazing.
And I'm loving it.
How long have you been clean now for?
I was clean. I was 4.5 years clean on Boxing Day, so I'm just over 4.5 years clean.
Wow, that's a round of applause. Well done. You're doing so well. You're doing so well. I mean, 4 years. I mean, going through what you went through in your life and seeing the way your life went, I mean, this is obviously where the important part is. Like, what advice? Obviously, you can't give. You can give advice, but you can't give too much of yourself to that sort of. Because obviously, you're going to get a lot of people. People do like to gravitate towards survivors or stuff like that. But I mean, that can consume you a bit too much if you take on too much, you know. Because then you don't know where that can take you as well. Bring up old memories and stuff.
Yeah, still have to be mindful of people, places, and situations I put myself in.
Yeah.
So if I go out, I always put a set time. I'll be home by 10, or like, you know. So I think I'm home, I'm safe. I still get, if I go out and want to go out and dance, I still get, oh, Danny's out, so Danny must be using. No, I'm not using. I just want to go out and dance. I can dance and live my life freely without drinking drugs.
Yeah. So would you say then that you're, I know you said, I'm not going to mention where you are, but I know you said you lived in quite like a village sort of area sort of thing. So there's a bad perception of you in that area, people assuming that you're always on the old.
Sometimes, but I think my kids would know if I was going in and out. I've had many of drugs tests. I've had hair strands cut out of my hair, and it's proven nothing. I've got to the point now where those people are my enemies that don't want to see me shine.
Yeah.
I block and delete people like that out of my life. I don't need that drama.
Yeah.
I live a peaceful life. I close my door. I don't have to have people in it, and I just be me. And if people don't like it, that's their problem.
Yeah, that's the only way to be, really. You can't help everyone, and you can't please everyone. You know, sometimes you just got to go your own way. You know.
Yeah. See, when I was back in the past, I'd be too overthinking what other people think.
Definitely.
I don't care what other people think
100%.
now. I do me, and if it works for me, I'm going to do it. If an opportunity comes up, I will fucking grab it with both hands. You know. I'm not one of people to sit there and say I didn't do this, I didn't do that. I've been vile in the past. I own up to my shit. I don't lie, you know, and I'm lucky that the children had who they had in their lives in the time that when I was using. I'm grateful for every person, but I get negative behaviour towards me because I choose to block some people because it's causing me too much drama. I'm not saying I'm not grateful for them people. It's just I choose not to live a dramatic life.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, that's all you can do. I mean, you're 4 years recovery. You know, you're doing a brilliant job. What's your relationship like now with the little ones? Well, they're probably big ones now.
I love it. Like at first, when I first got them back, I felt like buy. I had to buy their love. I did. I did put no strict rules or boundaries in place because I lost that on. I didn't lose out because I'm still seeing them, still having them over, but there was rules, regulations, and certain times. It was life on life terms, you know. So, I just enjoy it. Like, we sit down, we talk. My children are very good. Like they've come far. You know. I hope that I've put them off by my actions, and they were young enough. One of them doesn't know, but I'll tell him. I'm honest with him. I say, Mummy, you had to be with Daddy because Mummy was in a bad place and she was an horrible person when she was in addiction. I hold my hand with it. I'm not going to sit there. And I've took my kids to meetings as well. I've done that. I've took the kids to meetings to put them off because I felt them going down the track I went down. And it seems to be going good. My oldest is working. My daughter's I've got 2 boys and a girl. They're all doing great. It's my youngest is in a stable where it's 50-50, so we both get the shared time. And the oldest 2, like, they've come a long way because they've seen it, they've lived it, and they've seen me come out the other side, and they tell me they're proud of me, which is nice feeling. Like, I'm grateful. I'm so grateful for life and how it's turning out now.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, seem to be doing a great job. You look healthy. You're always smiling. Every time since I've been speaking to you, you're always happy. You're always smiling. So I mean, Yeah, I mean, it's a crazy story. It's like when people tell their story, sometimes it's like you hear it, but it's just like, wow. When you actually think, like, if I try and put myself in your situation, you know, from starting from 10 years old, you know, you've been going through abuse. I mean, did that person ever get charged or anything for that, or?
I've never brought it up. I do have to see this person about 3 times, 4 times a week still. But you know what? I know it crumbles that person inside when they see me.
Wow.
They've got to live with that giggle. They've got to live with that shame.
Wow.
I also go on a course, and one of her relatives are there. You know, I won't name shame, but one of her relatives there. But you know what? I'll stand up and I'll go to that course, because you don't know whether she's had the same thing done to her, because it's a mental health course which I'm learning.
Yeah.
So I can help with mental health as well.
Yeah.
But I don't think it affects me in the brain no more.
Wow.
I had so many years of being insomnia. I was insomnia for over 20 years. My mum used to say to me, "Go fuck it, get in bed." But they didn't know what's wrong with me.
Yeah.
I got diagnosed with bipolar when I was 17.
Mm-hmm.
17, between the ages of 17 and 21, I was going through. But all I ever knew in my clean time of recovery was to clean. So I had bad OCD, which caused me erratic behaviours.
Mm-hmm.
I've not had OCD now for 14 weeks, since 14 weeks, and my God, I have changed so dramatically. I can actually sit down. I wouldn't be able to sit down before. I'd be up, down, moving around. I wouldn't be able to sit at all.
Wow.
I used to run out of meetings. Like, I couldn't sit in a meeting because I was too agitated. My foot would keep going. But I'm grateful because I could do all that stuff.
Wow, that's just incredible, really. That's a really incredible story. I mean, I used to be, when I was 18, I used to be a gambler. I think I told you a little bit about it, sort of thing. And I was literally so bad when it came to gambling. Like, literally, like, I could have £100 in my hand, and I'd still freaking, like, it was just like the addiction of just going to get that bet. So, I mean, when people talk about their addictions and stuff like that, like, I do try and sympathize for it, because it's like a lot of people from the outside be like, oh, how can you do this, how can you do that? But once you're addicted to something, you cannot, like, you know, it's that rock bottom moment. You need to hit that rock bottom. You need to hit that rock bottom before you can start making it, where you sort of look to yourself and say, I can't do this anymore. And like you said, your rock bottom moment was obviously your son seeing you in the street, and obviously, you know.
Yeah, but being all their faces, and the fact that I couldn't see the youngest because it'd be back to square one again. And the amount of times I'd get up and I'd be clean for a day, and I'm like, yes, I'm fucking clean. And I fucking wasn't. I had to be honest. Till the honesty comes and the trust comes, and you start to love yourself. And I will say, I've started to learn love who I am. Until that comes, you won't get nowhere.
So, how's the dating life at the minute then? You're a pretty young lady, on the market again. How's the dating life going at the minute?
I ain't been dating. I've been concentrating on myself.
I think that's
until I'm ready.
Yeah.
You know, life on life terms. That's what I keep saying. I let everything flow to me naturally. I don't go out looking for it. I'm just doing me.
I mean, yeah, like I said, you seem really content within yourself. You seem really happy with who you are at the minute, and that's a good thing.
I'm passing on life. I'm just like grabbing every opportunity I can.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely.
If it's something that I think I can do, I'll go for it.
Yeah, definitely. I think, yeah, people like you, they need to, well, there's a lot of women in that might be in your situation, might not be as strong, you know, like, you know, some women, you know, when they get in these situations, you know, they turn to the streets, you know. A lot of women end up on the street corners, you know. And
I've got friends that I had from a young age, at school, 5 years old. So obviously I won't say names, that's their story.
Yeah.
But it breaks my heart. I've seen them lose all of their children, never get back. They've done a lot of that time. They become working girls as well. I've been looking the streets for them. I found them at some points. I try and help them. I've taken them in, got them clean for 3 months. I've done my bit. I tried.
Yeah.
But like, you can't force someone to do something they're not ready to do.
No, you can't.
Until you're ready, you've got to be really wanting it. And I mean, you've got to fucking really want it.
Yeah, you do. And you got to want it more than anything else, really, and more to prioritise it over everything. But it's just, I imagine.
Put yourself first, like that.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be like, so when they offered me the rehab, I was like, no, I ain't going, because I ain't see my kids, and I was thinking it was an overnight rehab, but I was lucky. I put in the hard work. I showed up every day. I'd done everything I needed to do. But after I come out of rehab, when I'd done the laps after the freedom, I had to go back to my toolbox, which was what I was taught in the rehab. So all the paperwork and everything, and it guided me to get through that year. But that year, I weren't doing it for myself. I was doing it because everyone else wanted me to.
Yeah.
And I didn't know. No one knew until I got into after I lapsed after that year. That I'd done that. After I didn't tell no one that I'd done that. That was an all.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. Oh my God, it's an all. I didn't see it from their perspective. So until you're ready, you want to fucking do it. You can do anything you want in life, like follow your dreams. But you've got to really want to do it.
Definitely. I mean, amazing. I think I'm going to end it there for this. This is a snippet into it. It's been a great video. Just to remind the people, we haven't confirmed our schedule. Danni Quinn is going to be joining our channel at the minute, Bradley Entertainment. We're going to be doing reviews. Danny's going to be trying to give advice, help people out, share some of the experiences. So stay tuned, guys. Look forward to it. Our schedule will be posted up soon. You can support Danni by subscribing to the channel and subscribing to her channel membership. Thank you very much, Danni. Last words from you, Danni. Boom. Danni with a fist bump. All right, guys. Brad's Entertainment out. Peace.